Live with studios in Midland and Odessa, you're watching CBS7 First Alert News at 9 on the CW West Texas.
You get to pick what materials you use to make whatever you're engineering.
We got to work together on it, and we like working together on our stuff.
Science, technology, engineering, art, and math are all important education foundations. Coming up in just a few minutes, we hear from the Petroleum Museum about their winter break programming and how it's enriching the lives of students in the Permian Basin. Thank you so much for joining us here on CBS7 News on the CW, and thanks for streaming with us on the CBS7 YouTube channel. I'm Matthew Alvarez. We'll begin talking public safety, where the city of Midland and Midland County have partnered up to create a safety action plan called Vision Zero to reduce the number of fatal crashes in Midland. Vision Zero is a way for the county and city to fix roads, intersections, and sidewalks in high traffic areas, fix bicycle infrastructure, and improve street lighting. It will help prioritize safety projects to eliminate fatal car crashes in the community.
One of the tasks of this study is to identify the high injury network, so the areas of town where the greatest level of crashes and injuries and fatalities take place. We know in Midland, Texas, that 4% of our roadways account for more than 50% of our crashes and fatalities.
The ultimate goal is to have zero fatalities by 2025, and their message is any loss of life due to traffic is unacceptable. It's almost time to ring in the new year, and many West Texans are looking to welcome in 2024 with a bang. Both the city of Midland and Odessa have a fire prevention protection plan ordinance in place that prohibits the sale and use of fireworks within city limits. However, fires aren't the only worry for the fire departments.
Pues hay muchos peligros con los cohetes.
There's a lot of danger when using fireworks. There's a chance you can injure yourself if a firework goes off in your hand. You have to make sure there's no fireworks going off in your hand, and you have to make sure there's a fire extinguisher or water if a fire starts.
O agua para si pasa un incendio.
Whether it's children playing with fireworks without adult supervision or kids taking them from their parents, Odessa Fire Rescue say they should be treated as if they were a firearm. And as the year comes to a close, party organizers around the world are making last-minute preparations to ring in the new year. Organizers practice their confetti tossing in New York's Times Square. Officials have 3,000 pounds of confetti ready to go. Mixed in are tens of thousands of wishes written by individuals that contain resolutions and dreams for the future.
Even my own wish, which is to spend more time with my family in 2024, and of course, just peace on earth. I think more than ever, we just want everyone to get along.
Now, also, according to them, shortly after the celebration ends, hundreds of city sanitation workers descend on the area to sweep up the colorful aftermath. More than 1 million people are expected to crowd into Times Square on Sunday night. Here in West Texas, though, you want to know your First Alert forecast for the weekend with meteorologist Sawyer McElroy. She joins us now in the First Alert Weather Center. Sawyer, good evening. How are things checking out for this Friday night?
Good evening, Matthew, and good evening to everybody at home. It's a great night out there, a little bit on the cool side, and we're going to see those temperatures dropping continually as we head through the night. Temperatures across the state, 30s, 40s, and 50s. Closer to home, we're looking at those temperatures in the 30s and 40s. 43 in Odessa, 44 in Midland currently, down to 30 in Marfa already, 46 in Presidio. Those winds relatively light across the area, anywhere between about 5 and 10 miles per hour, but even with those light winds, we're seeing some wind chill temperatures into the 20s for Marfa and Alpine, and some lower 30s across portions of the area. Clear skies, quiet conditions though out there, kind of helping to bump those temperatures down overnight. For tonight, like I said, going to be on the cold side, clear skies, quiet conditions, light winds though. And as we look for our weekend, our final weekend of 2023, well, we're going to see those conditions relatively mild, lots of sunshine and quiet conditions as well as we head into the new year.
Sawyer, thank you. Let's talk education now, where education, yes, you heard that right, because even on winter break, kids should never stop learning. This year, the Petroleum Museum launched what they call STEAM break programming. STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, and Mathematics. The Petroleum Museum program includes both creativity and critical thinking skills. Today, kids built a snowball, catapult, and spinning peppermint illusion.
We hope to just spark that interest and that that they can see that they can do things, that there's ways that they can learn about different things in different manners than what they typically do at school, and that they can carry that forward.
The program was designed to offer working parents an option for their 1st through 6th grade children to learn over break. 2 sessions are offered per day with a range of options to participate that cost anywhere between $30 to $180. Now to news in our community, where after 37 years, the sandwichery shop in Odessa has now closed its doors. All day today, fans line the street to get one last sandwich.
It's the best sandwich in the Basin.
Got that right. The homemade bread and family feeling have made the sandwichery a fan favorite since 1984. One of the West Texans that came out today have been fans of the sandwichery for over 17 years.
I'm a foodie at heart, and so the idea of one of the best sandwiches in the Basin going away, it's going to be hard to swallow, but maybe I can figure out how to make my own.
The owners of the shop are excited to spend more time with their loved ones, though, in the new year. The building will become the 3rd Tall City Meat Market location in the Permian Basin. Continuing our coverage now of the Sandhills Stock Show and Rodeo, where by the time this comes around next week, it'll be in full swing. One of the biggest events in the Permian Basin is running from January 4th to the 13th at the Ector County Coliseum. For 2024, the rodeo action will include the legendary funny man and 10-time Pro Rodeo Clown of the Year, Justin Rumford, who joins us now on our digital news desk. Justin, thank you so much for coming on to talk to us about this exciting event at the Sandhills Stock Show and Rodeo. It's an honor to have you here.
Oh, man, I'm excited to be going back.
Absolutely. And so, Justin, first and foremost, what an honor, like I said, to have you coming out to the Sandhills Stock Show and Rodeo. Tell us a little about what is a professional rodeo clown.
So the rodeo clown, you know, I'm a lot of things, but the one thing that I think of, I'm kind of like the cheerleader, kind of the hype man. If you've been to an NBA basketball game or a Major League Baseball game, you've seen the mascots, the people that do stuff in between innings. A lot of that is what a rodeo clown does. You know, we're out there to keep people entertained. In rodeo, where we're a live, fast-paced sport, there are times with dealing with animals that they don't cooperate, so we'll have some time here and there. So I work with the announcer, work with the sound man. We do giveaways. My main job is to make sure the people that come to the rodeo have a good time. And that's one thing I pride myself in. You know, I like to make sure everybody there leaves with a smile.
That's the most important thing, of course. And you've been all over. You've worked in every big rodeo on the circuit, from the National Finals Rodeo to rodeos all over the country, like I said. So how special is it for you to come on down for the 91st Annual Sandhills Stock Show and Rodeo?
Man, it's really special. You know, I first started this whole deal in 2012. And 2013, Odessa was the first big rodeo that ever hired me. They took a chance on a guy that didn't really have any credentials or accolades. And I worked that rodeo in 2013 and 14. And I haven't been back since. So it's been about 10 years. And I'm just glad to go back. A great bunch of people, a great community, an awesome rodeo. Got Randy Corley as the announcer, Benny Butler stock. It's just a phenomenal group of people to work with.
Yeah, and rodeo to you, by the way, personally, is a family tradition. Is that right?
Yeah, you know, my grandfather started a rodeo company in 1946, raising bucking horses and bulls. And we're still in the rodeo business after all these years. You know, my dad, he's retired. He works for the Butlers now, so he'll be down there. My sister has picked up the rodeo company, and Bridwell Pro Rodeos out of Red Bluff, California is their stock contracting company. And my brother trains horses and ropes professionally. My sister has a stock contracting company and secretaries, and I rodeo full time. My mom's a rodeo secretary, and my dad does a little bit of it all. So, yeah, our whole family has been in this business for a long time, and you know, my kids are starting rodeo now, so I don't think we're going anywhere.
Awesome to see Justin Rumford, rodeo clown, and he'll be coming out to the 91st Annual Sandhills Stock Show and Rodeo. Justin, thank you so much for coming on to CBS7 to preview the event. You can get tickets at sandhillsssr.com. Justin, again, thank you.
Well, thank you, and I hope to see you guys there. It's going to be a great time in Odessa.
And CBS7 First Alert will be broadcasting live from the Sandhills Stock Show and Rodeo next week. Our crew will be out there next Thursday for CBS7 News at 5 and 6 on the Ector County Coliseum grounds. Tune in. Well, meanwhile, across our state, a Texas 4-year-old battling cancer was blessed this Christmas with a gift of a lifetime. Julia Lewis from our sister station KBTX is in Bryan. They spoke with her mom and shares more.
When Ivy Holmes was diagnosed with neuroblastoma at 18 months old, she spent months at the hospital getting treated. And at every single treatment session, she brought her Pittsburgh Steelers terrible towel with her.
Anytime Ivy would finish a part of her treatment or a phase in her plan, we would wave her towel.
In November 2022, Ivy beat cancer.
It's been the best year, ever. She has been so happy. She has been so bubbly. She has grown this whole new personality that is just, it's just amazing.
Despite being raised in Texas, Ivy is being raised as a Steelers fan.
I grew up a Steelers fan. My mother is a Steelers fan, so I've been a Steelers fan since I was young.
When the football team's marketing department heard Ivy's cancer story, they were moved.
They read her story. They loved it. Everybody cried at the table read, and they wanted to do something for her.
The Steelers invited Ivy to go out to last weekend's game where Ivy and her mom got to go on the field.
They made us feel so special. They went above and beyond for Ivy.
And it didn't stop there. Steelers legend Brett Kiesel surprised them with tickets to the Super Bowl.
Just to see how much my 4-year-old's story is impacting other people. I have no words.
In College Station, Julia Lewis, News 3.
Incredible story there. Now time for a look at today's top headlines shown here in real time with real viewers on CBS7.com. See all of these stories and more by downloading our app or visiting CBS7.com. Still ahead, monstrous waves are slamming the West Coast. Here's the details of the dangerous surf in California that sent people running for their lives. That's next on CBS7 News at 9. We've got a developing story for you now out of California where intense waves are capturing attention all across the country, as you can see. Take a look. High tides and large swells rushed into coastal areas of Ventura, swamping people enjoying their day at the beach. At least 8 people were taken to the hospital with injuries. 15-foot waves slammed retaining walls and flooded a seaside hotel. People living in the area say seeing such a high wave is a first sight for them.
The water will go up a little bit on the roads, but I've never seen it break over the wall, and I've never seen wood in the streets like this, so not as much force. This is the first time I've ever seen it happen.
Up and down the coast, crews with heavy equipment are trying to build berms on beaches. Some camping along California's central coast were trapped in their RVs during high tide. And despite being warned to stay out of the water, so far more than a dozen people have been rescued. Parts of the state remain under dangerous high surf alerts today. Waves of up to 20 feet are expected in some areas, with others experiencing much higher surf than usual through New Year's Day.
As we head through the final days of 2023, we're looking at some quiet and pleasant conditions, but how's 2024 looking? I'll have those details coming up in just a moment.
Now, from the CBS7 First Alert Weather Center, here's meteorologist Sawyer McElroy.
Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you all had a great day. It was another pleasant one weather-wise out there. Observed highs across the state, 50s and 60s. Closer to home, we saw those highs in the 50s and 60s as well. Up to 58 in Midland, 59 in Odessa, 61 in Presidio. Another nice day out there to round out the week. For our current temperatures, they have dropped a little bit into the 30s and 40s across the area. 44 currently in Midland, 43 in Odessa, down to 30 in Marfa and 32 in Alpine. Although we have light winds out there, we are seeing some wind chill temperatures down into the 20s for Marfa and Alpine and 30s for Midland, Odessa, and Pecos at the present time. So definitely want to bundle up if you are out and about outside right now because it is cold. Clear skies, quiet conditions though, and for our weather headlines, those clear skies and cold temperatures going to continue through tonight. For the rest of 2023 though, going to be quiet and pleasant for the start of 2024. Going to have a chilly start with a few precipitation chances on the way. Looking at our weather makers, ridge of high pressure building in kind of across the Four Corners region right now. That will push east over the next couple of days, keeping that quiet and pleasant weather across our area. And looking at futurecasts headed through tonight, like I said, clear skies, quiet conditions continuing into our Saturday, but we are going to see a little bit of cloud cover in the afternoon and evening hours. Partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies depending on where you're located, but other than a few clouds, going to be another great day across the region. Looking at our forecasted wind chills as we get into the early morning hours, down into the teens for some areas, so definitely want to bundle up tonight, right now, if you are outside, or tomorrow morning when you head out, because it's going to be on the cold side. For our Saturday, cool to mild once again, temperatures in the 60s and 70s, 64 in Midland and Odessa, 70 in Fort Stockton. Like I said, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, but overall looking like a great day for our Saturday and the penultimate day of 2023. For our CBS7 First Alert exclusive 10-day forecast for our New Year's Eve, looking to be mild once again, lots of sunshine. Great day for any of those festivities that you might have to help bring in the new year. And then for Monday, well, we are looking at some cooler temperatures after a cold front will roll through across the region late Sunday into our Monday, with temperatures down to the 50s, a few degrees below normal for this time of year, but still right around where they should be, and bringing some precipitation chances on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Sawyer, thank you very much. Still ahead here at 9, from scorching summer temperatures to solved cold cases, the ripple effects of war, and sports successes. 2023 was quite a busy news year. Next on CBS 7 News at 9, we take a look back at the biggest national headlines. From America's deadliest wildfire in 100 years to arrests in a couple of high-profile cold cases to a life-and-death comeback on the football field, Bradley Blackburn looks back at the news that made national headlines this year.
Fast-moving flames devastated Maui in August, killing at least 97, making it America's deadliest wildfire in 100 years.
We've been pulling people out since last night.
Smoke from Canadian wildfires turned the skyline orange along the East Coast in June and impacted air quality as far as the Midwest. Extreme weather brought blizzard conditions and a tropical storm to Southern California, made the annual Burning Man Festival in the Nevada desert a muddy mess, and baked Phoenix, Arizona for 31 days, with highs 110 degrees or above.
Free, free Palestine!
The Israel-Hamas war led to protests across the country, with the FBI director warning of unprecedented terror threats amid the conflict.
The threat level has gone to a whole nother level since October 7th.
Tensions rose to a fever pitch on college campuses, and the president of the University of Pennsylvania resigned following her testimony at a House hearing on anti-Semitism. Protesters demanded justice for Tyree Nichols, who died after a violent encounter with Memphis police officers. Gun violence surged in 2023. The year started with 2 deadly mass shootings in California and a first grader who shot his teacher in Virginia.
A 6-year-old. It is unprecedented.
Michigan State University and UNLV both experienced deadly shootings on campus, while 3 9-year-olds were among those killed at a Nashville elementary school. Mass shootings took more lives at a bowling alley in Maine, a bank in Kentucky, and a Dollar General store in Florida. With border crossings at near record levels, Texas installed a floating barrier on the Rio Grande to keep migrants out. It faced legal challenges, while mayors of big cities demanded more federal help to deal with the massive influx of asylum seekers.
This is not sustainable.
The U.S. Coast Guard led the search for 5 people on board a submersible headed to the Titanic wreck. Their trip ended in tragedy. A series of summer shark sightings kept beachgoers on edge. New York police made an arrest in the string of unsolved killings on Long Island known as the Gilgo Beach murders. There was also an arrest in another high-profile cold case, the 1996 murder of hip-hop star Tupac Shakur.
I'm innocent.
And it took a jury less than 3 hours to convict disgraced South Carolina attorney Alex Murdaugh for the murders of his wife and son. A toxic train derailment near the Ohio-Pennsylvania border forced communities to evacuate. After suffering a cardiac arrest on the football field, Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin made a triumphant return in October, playing in his first NFL regular season game.
Astonishing pass!
The Man Time magazine calls the greatest living soccer player moved to the U.S., joining Inter Miami. Lionel Messi sold out games and helped the last-place team win the League's Cup, its first major trophy. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Still ahead, are you looking for a way to wind down after a stressful 2023? We have the perfect solution for you as long as you're willing to take a quick trip to France. We'll have a look at puppy yoga next on CBS 7 News at 9. Before we go, look at this. Parisians looking to relieve the stress of a tumultuous 2023 took part in a yoga class with an unusual addition, as you can see, in the form of 10 puppies. They're golden retriever puppies. Each session includes 40 minutes of interacting with the fluffy animals and 20 minutes of yoga. If you're willing to go to France, well, animal lovers can attend the sessions with the pups aged 6 to 12 weeks for 35 euros, though prices will be raised for 45 euros next year. That is a sweet way to do some yoga, Sawyer.
Yeah, that sounds great. Got to hop on a plane though, but good news is weather for flying is good around here for the next couple of days as we head into the new year.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us here at 9. We'll see you over on CBS 7 with the news at 10 in half an hour. Thank you so much. Make it a great night.